in this session, we'll be discussing about what is controlling, what is productivity, and how operations management happens, everything. Okay. So far we have been discussing about planning, organizing, leading. Okay, which are the three phases, which is very much essential to get into the controlling phase. Okay, leaders provide a vision for the organization and their followers, but the employees or the followers are the ones who are implementing the leader's vision. So this means that the performance of the followers or the employees needs to adhere to the plans, which requires controlling. Okay, so we have a definition for controlling. So what is that? So it's nothing but a measurement and correction of performance. So the employees or the teams who are like performing or doing the task, that has to be measured, and if there is anything, if anything goes wrong, that has to be corrected. But how are you like correcting their performance? For that, you should have a goal or a objective. Okay, so based on that objective, you are setting up the standards and correcting them. Okay, so that you can able to achieve the plans or the objectives that you have set. Okay, so this controlling is very much essential to achieve your goals. So most of the people think that planning and controlling are almost same, because only you plan, you can move to controlling, because controlling needs the objectives or the goals which is set, and based on that only you can control. But few people think both are same, but it is not, but they are like kind of little closer related. That's what we can say. Okay, so we have a process for controlling, which consists of three basic steps. Okay, first one is establishing standards. So this is a first phase where, based on the goals and objectives that is set by the organization, the standards are set for each of the department. Okay, so these plans are the yardsticks which against which this managers devise the controls. Okay, which is the first step in the control process. Okay, the standards are the simply criteria of performance. They are the selected points in the entire planning program at which measures of performance are made, so that the managers can receive signals about how things are going, and they don't have to watch every step in the execution of plans, because they have too many things to do. Controlling is the only not only the thing that the managers should be doing. So establishing standards is very much important. Next, the managers measure the performance of the team or the followers based on these standards which are set. Okay, so though this measurement is not always practicable, this measurement of performance against standards should be ideally done based on the forward-looking basis and not on the feedback basis. Okay, these forward-looking managers can sometimes predict probable departures from the standards. Okay, so in this case, this deviation should be like correctly measured. Okay, here you're just measuring how much a person has achieved, uh, and you compare that with the target in the second phase, and you identify the variation, the deviation from the standard uh, and the plan, and based on that you correct those. Okay, so for example, imagine the company has 10 employees and it has a target to produce 20 shirts per day. So that means that each person has to manufacture 2 shirts per day. And if one of the employees is not manufacturing 2 shirts, but he's manufacturing only 1 shirt per day, and the rest of them is like manufacturing 2 shirts as planned, so the company will be able to produce only 19 shirts. So here there is a deviation in only one employee's production. So you have to really find out why it is happening. So maybe then we found out the machine of that particular employee is not working properly. That's why we have this problem. So the production department or the purchase department should take care of this, and then the machine has to be replaced. When it is done, that particular person will be able to produce 2 shirts like the other individuals. So here the deviation is corrected. Okay, so here this establishing standards is manufacturing 20 shirts per day, and you're measuring this performance. So you're measuring, you are like giving 2 shirts per each of the employee, as you have 10 employees, and then you are measuring them at the end of the day, and you found out one person has not produced 2 shirts, but you just like made one shirt on that day, and then while correcting you found out that machine has not been working properly, and that has been corrected by the purchase department, and from the next day that particular deviation is corrected. Okay, this is a simple example for the basic control process in the small scale industry. Okay, hope you all understand this. Okay, and you have a critical a few points or few types of standards which when based on that this controlling is being exercised. Okay, so these are nothing but the yardsticks, okay, to measure the performance of the employee, or it's a yardstick to really assess how you are trying to achieve the goal and is it possible or not. So there is like different types. You can call them as critical control points, standards, benchmarking. So for the critical control points, there are like different types, and we'll be discussing about benchmarking also in the forthcoming slides. Okay, here we have a simple process. It's an example. So imagine we all love to eat seafood, right? So how we get that seafood on our plates? So fishermen go to the sea through the fishing boat. They catch fishes, and then that's going to be the raw material. They bring it to the market, and then the food processing industries procure them, and they process it, they pack it in equal quantities, and then it is been shipped to the restaurants where you just go and order your seafood, right? But imagine this process is for us it's just a simple process, but imagine for a country who's is in the middle of a land where there is no sea. So they, how do they get seafood? They import seafood, this processed raw seafood from the countries which produce it. Okay, so here the shipment sometimes happen through sea or sometimes through air. Okay, so imagine the lead time it's going to take to reach the restaurant. So imagine the lead time of a raw fish to reach the restaurant fresh, it is like a week. But if there is any delay, if 1 or 2 days is got delayed, that food, that raw meat might go waste. You can't able to eat it. So that's going to be loss for this restaurant as well as for the food processing industry. And the normal people will not also get their food. So if there is only one mistake happens in the shipment, the whole supply chain gets affected. Okay. So what is this critical point control? So in the controlling process, this control point is very much essential. Okay, so imagine in this step, the shipment is going to be a major factor, because fishing is easy and processing them is easy, but getting that particular processed food to the restaurant through shipment by air or sea, it's very difficult. Okay, so here shipment is going to be the critical factor. Okay, sometimes if a ship is like delayed by a day, or if the flight gets cancelled, this it can be because of a climatic reason. Okay, it will not reach the restaurant. So in that case, here shipment is being identified as a critical point. So like this process, you take any process, there will be 1 or 2 critical points which will be like identified. Okay, there we have to have a effective control. Okay, so in this case what we can do, so imagine it takes 2 days to ship that particular raw food to the restaurant, and this processing takes 1 day, and fishing takes 1 day. So obviously it is going to be like totally 5 days, 1 day plus 1 day plus 2 days. So on the fifth day it will get into the restaurant. If there is any delay, even a day or 2 days delay can be like managed. So it will be like reaching the restaurant within the shelf life of that particular raw meat. Okay, so you have to consider the critical point here to plan your process flow. So there are like different types of critical point standards. First one is a physical standard. If you are like consider the number of quantities as a critical point, that can be called as a physical standards. If you're taking the cost, which is involved in making a product, that is a cost standard. And if you're considering only the investment that is made, that is a capital standard. If you're considering the amount of money which is generated from that particular process, you can call it as a revenue standard. For example, out of the shipping fish to a restaurant, you are expecting a minimum of $100 per shipment.